Hey, I want to come to everybody today. Such a beautiful day with this weather getting cooler. Here comes the dog. With the weather getting cooler and the humidity going away, it's just been really, really wonderful. And we've had a little bit of moisture, rain, and it's just been really, really nice in the last week, maybe 2 weeks. But it did get colder here, and I had to move all my reptiles into more of a smaller environment so that I could keep and monitor their heat. But I wanted to bring this to you because I made a big boo-boo, almost a horrendous mistake, and it almost potentially killed my boa. And I want to share this with everybody. It's not that people are going to do this, but and I have more experience at this because I've been raising reptiles since I was a smaller child, 10 years old, and I did things that I didn't know any better. And this time I knew better. But I have a Tupperware container, maybe a 25-gallon, a large Tupperware type container you get at Walmart that has a lid that securely, clips on at the top. And I've moved him into that container because it's easier for me to move him around in and out of where I have the tegus. He's on a shelf, and it stays warmer in there because I'm not hibernating my tegus, and so it stays about 85-90 degrees in there. But I moved him outside temporarily. We had a beautiful day, and this was maybe a week ago. Moved him outside. I took his little Tupperware container and moved it outside, and it was about 79 degrees. It wasn't hot outside. It was a beautiful day. I left the lid on because he will get out of any container. Basically can crawl up the sides and get in, out of the container. So I left the top on, and I had him in the sun. And so I know that things in a container, glass containers particularly, because the glass magnifies the sun. But I knew that there was a potential for the cage to get warm in the sun, and I didn't want to forget about it because I have an absent mind. And so I set my timer on my stove for either 30 minutes or 40 minutes, and it should have, that was plenty. And I was in messing with the tegus as they take so much of my time and my attention. These little small children all day long until they go to bed, about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And then I don't have to worry about them again until, 8:30 the next morning and entertain them. But he was outside for about 30 minutes, and the timer went off, and I let it go for about another 10 minutes. I kept hearing it in the background, and then I just kind of ignored it maybe another 5 minutes, and I was like, oh, I need to go get the snake. I came outside and to grab him, and the Tupperware container was so steamed up from some of the moisture that I put in there, and I was like, oh gosh, and I lifted off the top, and it was so warm in there. It had to have been 100 degrees plus, and the snake was just panicked. And to the best of my ability, he was just, he was near death, just like humans when they, are in 120 degrees and they have a heat stroke and they just can't take anymore. I just got him in the nick of time, apparently, because he's with us today. But I immediately rushed him inside. I took the top off. I was like, oh gosh, this is bad. He was in there and he was all misshaped, and he was pissed. He was so pissed. I took him inside. I took the top off. I reached in and felt his water. Even the water bowl that I had in there was, about 90 degrees. And I was like, oh God. So I dumped the water bowl. I put cool water in there from the sink, put him in there. He was pissed and not happy, not in good shape. And I put him in the water, and he sat in there for about 20 minutes. And then I took him out, and he was just so angry. For like 2 days, I put him back in his glass aquarium inside, no lights, let him cool down, hoping that I didn't fry his brain. And he was, for like a day and a half, he wouldn't get out of his striking position. He was coiled up, he was balled up, and he was, had his striking position where he's, linked up where he can reach out and strike, for like 2 days, and he wouldn't shut his mouth. just had his mouth open. And if I came in the room or just cracked the door to look in, he would hiss and hiss. He was so angry, man. I was like, man, I've fried his brain. He's toast. He's not going to recover. I said my prayers, and just to, save him and, not let my mistake, kill, the animal that I'm in charge of. And, I gave him like 2 days to just chill out. And he did get better. He finally stopped hissing and stopped being so aggressive. I mean, he was just angry. I mean, he was so pissed at me, like a child. You do something and you piss them off and they go in their room and they won't talk to you for a day or 2 days. And then, they look at you and they won't look at you. It's just, it was awful. But I fed him a live mouse since then. He's eaten the live mouse. He's not biting me. Oh, and he nipped me. I mean, right when I put him in the glass aquarium, I went back in an hour and tried to pick him up, and he bit me, or snapped out at me on my finger. And he's never bitten me before. And I mean, as small as he is, he's got teeth, and it nicked me, and I've had little drops of blood like someone pricked you with a one of those little tacks or something to get blood, a little drip of blood on your fingers. And I was like, ugh, kind of stung. And he's little. But so fortunate he's with us. I don't want anyone to make that mistake. I mean, likely someone won't, but I'm very, very so thankful that I still have him, and I didn't kill him. That would have just been horrible. Doing something that you don't intentionally mean to kill him, but it's a mistake, and it's just it's so easy to do sometimes, and you just have to be really, really careful. But he's doing well. Looks like his eyes are turning gray because I just fed him. I fed him a couple of mice. I fed him a frozen one last week, and I doubled up, just making sure he's okay. And I have baby mice now, and they're fat and juicy and healthy and scampering and jumping, and they look really good. Mice. They have fur, full fur, and I stuck one in there and didn't bother him, and yep, he ate it. So like a week later, he ate a second mouse. So other than that, I just wanted to bring a video. I enjoy my reptiles so much, and I have so much fun with them, and it's so easy to make videos because there's just so much content. So his eyes are turning a little hazy gray right now. And so he is about to shed again, and he shed maybe 3 weeks ago. So maybe I need to feed him more, besides, every week and a half or 2 weeks, and start feeding him, maybe every week, and just trying it out and see if that helps him to start growing and kind of, rejuvenate his growth spurt. But this is my Nicaraguan Boa again. I didn't announce that, but such a great snake. And I'm so happy that I still have him. But other than that, thanks for tuning in. My name is Brian, and look forward to making more videos. Bye-bye.